Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back for another video. So here we go, we're going to kind of dive straight into a gear cleanse. It's going to be accessories. Now it's been a couple of weeks since we had the Corrosa event, the Chaos Awakes event where we had the event dungeon, and I would hazard a bet that if anyone did farm it as much as I did, you're going to be at cap and you're probably looking at this going, I need to do it, but I'll do it later. So you know what, we're going to go into it and we're going to just get that number down. Guys, before we move ahead, just letting you know, there will be a promo link. It's going to be written in the pinned comment as well as the description of this video. If you're looking for a fresh start in Raid, maybe you just want to recommend the game to a friend, it's going to get you off to a solid head start with the likes of Elenaril, Fayne, Uugo and Tagoar as you level up your account. And if you want that, just follow these instructions. You'll want to log out of Play and Play on your PC and uninstall the game. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email address. Launch Raid, complete your tutorial, go to your inbox and claim your first free champion. Like I say, this is a good one. You don't want to miss it. Just click the link and get started today. Right, we're doing it. I'm going to make this as quick as I can. We're going to start with the filters, even though the filters for accessories are terrible. And what we're going to do is we're going to work back to front. We're going to start with banners because when it comes to what can be on them, there's essentially 5 options, whereas, you know, amulets are 4 and rings are 3. So we're going to kick straight in with the banners. What I do, first things first, I'm going to go to priority stats and I'm going to set speed as the highest. The reason for this, when it comes to accessories, outside of variable sets, a banner is the only way to get more speed on your champion, because you can actually have it as a stat like we see here. So what have I done? Speed, highest priority, because that's kind of all I'm looking for. I want to make sure that I'm not completely destroying all of my variable sets. And I think here in 2025, late 2025, we've got to the point now where it's so bloated with so many different sets that really the logical thing would probably be to just delete everything that's standard. And I think there's a lot of validity in that. However, do not do that. Just learn to go through it bit by bit like we're going to do today. And hopefully you'll be able to do one faction at a time, or maybe if you can stomach it, just do the whole lot, put on a movie or something. But here we go. We're going to start from the top. We're going to just simply hunt down the fastest and then we're going to compare it. So because of the way I've got this filtered, anything here will essentially be slowest. Now this is going to cost a lot of silver, but hopefully it's going to make a lot of silver back. Step 1, we're just going to roll them to level 8. And if we don't get speed, I'm actually just going to bin them. We're going to do it again here. Double speed. All of a sudden, this is a candidate for keep. However, look at the rest of the stats. We've got attack on the main stat. We've got no other attack on this thing. It's a bit of a shame, especially when we consider there are 2 flat stats. It's really not a great bit of gear. We're holding on to it for now, but we're probably going to get it on the second pass. And this is going to take a few passes. Straight in again with this one. We're just hunting for speed. We got a little bit. We'll keep it for now. As you'll see, I'm only taking to 8 because it's cheaper that way. When we find gear we like, we'll invest more, like this. This is a good example. I'm going to take you to 12. And we got defense percentage with accuracy and speed. I'll take it. We like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every bit here and I'm just going to filter out essentially anything that doesn't have speed. So we can do that now. Okay, we're back. I've rolled about half of it up. We can continue to roll as we go through. But the next step, especially with the banners, is I'm now going to go into the primary stats. The first one I'm going to click is just going to be accuracy. And now here we can see that for undead hordes, I have 4 accuracy banners. 3 of them are standard. So in my opinion, they're not overly valuable, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to delete them simply because they're not part of a variable. So what I'm going to do is out of these 3 at the top here, I'm going to decide which ones have the best synergy and we're going to delete based on that. So here we go. We've got accuracy, good, with 3 percentage stats, really, really cool. We got a double speed and a double defense. That is a really solid banner. Definitely worth a keep, probably the one that's going to remain. We move along and we see once again that we've got a couple of percentage stats. We've got a double speed and we've got like a roll in defense. Very cool. There's still room to roll it. I would argue that's also a very good banner. Onto this one, same sort of story. Even though it's epic, doesn't actually matter. Good gear is good gear. I don't really want to delete any of those. Now we move down to this one. Now, if it wasn't my only pinpoint banner, this would get deleted. Accuracy banner, good. triple attack, not really. It doesn't really synergize, and that's what we're looking for today. We're looking for synergy. We kind of don't really care about anything else, but we don't want to back ourselves into a corner where we just delete everything. So out of these 4, I'm having a quick look through, and in my opinion, the weakest one is actually this one. But, you know, 17 speed, it's hard to just bin. So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to get rid of this epic one. Now, that's not because it's epic per se. It just means that if I roll that to 16, I'm only ever going to have 16 speed on this. Whereas if I roll this to 16, you never know, I might just get another hit into speed. So that one goes, the pinpoint one stays, we click off, we move to resistance. So once again, we go through, what would you want with resistance? Now, it's not a DPS set, so I'm not looking for, you know, masses of attack or anything like that. I just want HP, speed, and defense. That's kind of it, nothing else. This banner has quite a lot of speed. That's very cool. It's got the percentage roll into defense. I'm happy with that. That's going to be a stay. Now, I'm not going to delete my Slayer because it's the only one I've got, and I don't know when I'm going to get it again. So I was lucky. This one did roll some pretty decent stuff. Let's keep it as it is. Let's just move on. On to this one. Resistance banner, good. Speed, very good. Flat HP, I can live with that. We'll take it to 8 and just hope that we get some speed. We do, double speed. I'm going to take it to 12 just to see where I think this bit of gear is going to go. HP percent, I'm really happy with that. That gets kept. That's a good bit of gear. On to this one. No percentage stats, so it's not really great, but you know, we could get lucky with speed. We got a double speed, going quite well. Take it to 12, see where it's going next. HP, not bad. I'll take it. Finally, onto this one. I would actually argue that, so you know, unrolled, this one here is actually better because it's got the HP percent, but the rolls don't always go that way. So we're just going to upgrade it, take it to 8, put for speed, 1 each. It'll do. Take it to 12, HP flat. So now I'm just going to compare these 2 bits of gear. You know, the one with 16 speed is just always going to come out on top. This one gets deleted. Thank you very much. I'll take the silver. Now I'm keeping the feral regardless. There's no speed on it, which is a damn shame, but I might need to make a 9-piece at some point. I'm not touching it. It's done. We're moving on to defense. What have we got here? Not much. That's good. We're going to go straight in. This one's all right. You know, defense, what would we be looking for? We don't really care about attack. We just want speed, HP, defense. This has got speed. I don't see any reason to bin it. It's not because it's mythical. It's just because it's all right. Onto the stone skin stuff. Again, I'm always going to make sure I keep at least 1 because you might need the 9 set or even a 6 set. 5-star one here. It didn't quite hit speed. I'm going to take it to 12 just in hope, but it'll probably be a low roll. No, that goes in the bin. We just got flat HP. It doesn't work. I've still kept 1. Let's just go with that. Onto the pinpoint. Defense, good. Speed, good. Flat attack, not very good. So I'm really hoping this isn't going to give me a double roll into flat attack. It's okay. Take it to 12. Attack percent with flat attack on a defense banner. It's not very good. It's just not very good. Let's hope this one comes out better. We got at least 1. The rest of it is percentage stats. Take it to 12. Got double HP. It's not the end of the world, but it is better than this bit here. So we are going to delete the one that's just not as good. Simples. Finally, protection. I'm going to keep it simply because it's the only defense-based protection banner I've got. Take it to 12, hope for speed. Not the end of the world if it doesn't. We did get a bit of speed. That's fine. That is done. Now the next thing to do is to move on to attack and then HP. So I'm going to follow the exact same principles and I'm just going to do that now. So be right back. Right, so we're back. I've gone through all the bits and I've really trimmed off the gear that there is just no hope for. This is all of the banners that I have. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide my set filters so they're all in one place. It's left me with quite a few, but I'm happy with that for now. You know, nothing's really jumping off the page. I'm still, if I'm not mistaken, I'm organized by speed. So my fastest one's up here. My slowest one is down there. I'm happy with banners for now. Let's just move on to the amulet. So here we go, back with the amulets. I'm just checking what I've got. Again, I've got quite a lot of pinpoint, but it just sort of depends how the stats come out, depends on what we keep. We've got a little bit of everything. So once again, I'm just going to pick one primary stat. I'm going to start with crit damage. What would you want on a crit damage amulet? Not tons of resistance, or, you know, what you really want is something that complements doing damage. So if you want it on an attack-based damage dealer, hopefully we're going to get some good rolls into attack. If you've got it on maybe someone like a Wukong who needs accuracy as well as attack, maybe we'll let the stats spread that way. But we just want to tune this to be right for the champion that we're going to put on it. Now, we don't know who we're going to put it on, So we have to build a bit general, but we're going to follow the same principles as before. We're looking for synergy. We're not looking for, you know, I don't care if it's mythical, rare or epic. It doesn't matter. Good gear is good gear. So I'm going to apply the exact same that I did before. I'm just going to go through them and we'll be back when I've gone through those. Right, crit damage is done. Now we're on to defense, attack, and HP. Again, I'm just using the same principle each time. What would we want on a defense amulet? Well, we don't really want crit damage. You know, if you want crit damage, put on a crit damage amulet. On a defense, I don't want tons of, you know, attack. I just probably want defense, HP, resistance, and then I'll take a bit of accuracy because you just never know. With attack, what would you want? This is where accessories are a little bit interesting. There's only one reason you would ever wear an attack amulet, and that is for either a bomb champion or a poison champion with the new relic Elixir, which increases your poison damage by your attack. So in terms of how much to keep, you'll probably only need one per faction. Ideally, something like pinpoint, because if you're placing bombs or poisons, you're going to want accuracy as well. So what I'm looking for in the substats is just accuracy and then any means of survival. But, you know, you can be pretty ruthless with attack because, you know, how many bomb and poison champions are there? Not many. Onto HP, same sort of rule as defense. We're just looking for, you know, survivability, resistance, defense. We don't want tons of crit damage. We don't want tons of attack. It's all about synergy. I'm going to go through all three of these now and then we'll be back. Okay, we are back. I actually managed to delete a lot of that because I got very unlucky with my rolls. I kept rolling crit damage on the HPs and the defenses, but that's fine. Last thing I'm going to do, just hide my set filters. That's what I'm working with. You know, just over 20 bits of gear. That's fine. It's better than 50. We'll go with it. Now we move on to the rings. I'm not going to make you watch me go through all of these again because I appreciate it's miserable. I'm trying to just whistle stop it as fast as I can. I'm going to apply exactly the same principles. On an attack ring, I'm looking for attack percentage, maybe a bit of HP. On a defense ring, I'm looking for defense percentage, maybe a bit of HP. On a HP ring, I'm looking for HP percentage with maybe a bit of defense. It's all about synergy. So we're just going to do that and then hopefully we'll close out. Hopefully you aren't asleep by this point or have just switched the video off. I do apologize. It's not very exciting. Like and subscribe. Let's get it. Okay. Exactly the same thing just happened again there. I got quite unlucky with rolls. Such is life. Now what you'll see, and this is the biggest tip I can actually give you for this video, rolling accessories is incredibly expensive compared to rolling artifacts. That's why I'm only taking it to 8. If I took everything up to 12, I would bankrupt myself very quickly. Now at least I know I've got a bit of a baseline. If I ever need to gear a champion and I'm a bit unsure, I can take a look at one of these level 8 pieces and I can just kind of go from there. Now, are there any other sort of blanket rules? Yes and no. When it comes to standard accessories, with rings, what I tend to keep are things that have 3 of the percentage stats. I don't really like it when you get flat stats. You'll get so many accessories if you farm spider. You'll probably have more than you can ever actually use. So I tend to get a little bit ruthless, especially with standard ones. If they haven't got 3 percentage stats, I kind of don't keep them in the first place, let alone roll them up. So as you'll see, all of these have hits on percent. Any other blanket rules? You know, apart from synergy, crit damage with things that do damage, we have covered the attack amulet and how you kind of only really need 1 or 2 per faction. And then with, you know, banners, it's the last hope of getting speed onto your champs. Obviously, don't break your ability to make 9-piece sets. So that's it. I could go on about this for days. That's one faction cleared. We only really got rid of about 40 odd accessories, but there are 14 more factions to go through. Lastly, my kind of other thing to say is just take it faction by faction. We don't have good gear filters yet. Hopefully one day Raid will give us the option to actually select a set here, and then we don't have to look at everything all at once. That is a great quality of life that is just waiting to happen. I'm hoping it happens soon. If not, they'll have to just up the accessory cap, but that won't actually help us. So thank you for sticking with me. If you have made it to the end, I know gear cleanses are miserable even on a good day, but it's just following the same principle, going through it bit by bit. Because if you sit and stare at it like this when all your filters are off, you just can't make any sense of it. Make life as easy for yourself as you can so that hopefully you'll get through one faction and don't think, damn, I am never doing that again. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.